Man, there's a lot going on, bro. I mean, TC, I don't know if you've seen what is like I've been trying to send through, but it's going crazy. So, Monday the 13th, we will be meeting with Governor Ferguson, Bob Ferguson of Washington State. The people that are supposed to be doing this study that we had, they're pretty much operatives sent in like they did with the Black Panther Party to disturb, distress, and dismantle what we are building in Washington State. So, contacted Bob Ferguson, we being WINA, the organization that I've been elected to represent the board. So we forwarded all the information to Governor Ferguson, and we have a meeting with his chief of staff. He will be there, but on camera. But he gave us all his officials that'll really make this happen. And the group is called Truclusion. There was a runoff between Truclusion, Dr. Hunter, and Dr. William S. Darity, who originally I learned about reparations and really dove in behind a meeting I had with him. He is the writer of From Here to Equality, Part 1 and Part 2. Out of those three people that put in bids to get this position, the only unqualified person or entity got the case. So, Chamber of Commerce, all these people are in collusion. They had Dr. Darity, who was Dr. William S. Darity, and Dr. Hunter. Both were they had PhDs, they were equivalent, their studies were on reparations, and they put these people in there that were completely unqualified, bro. So we are pulling the governor's attention on Monday, the 13th, when I said we are aiming to get them taken off the case, and instead of redoing the process, we are telling them, no, instead of just pick one of the two very qualified people to do these studies with, and we'll go from there. You don't got to redo the process or let people... No, we're not trying to stretch this out. We're trying to get the study done so that we can implement its findings in today's world. Kind of where we're at today, writing what we're going to say if we're going to get submissions. A lot of my cohorts that I did all that Washington moving with, they'll be there right in front of the governor. They're going to be in person, which is really exciting. My brother Will, which is my campaign manager, and sister Debo, we call her Debo, her real name is Deborah O'Neill. They are the first and second speakers who will be speaking directly to the governor's staff and telling them why these people don't need to be there representing Washingtonians, and why Dr. Darity or Dr. Hunter, who really will do this study justice and do it correctly, need to be in their place.
Who put these people on the board or in that position?
Chamber of Commerce. Because they don't want us to get what we're doing, so they're putting, I'm not going to call them imbeciles, and all they're doing and all they have done is stall. So they had a 6-month report 2 weeks ago that they had to file. All they talked about, brother, was what they were going to do in the next 6-month report. What they had planned to do in the next 6 months. Not anything they had done in 6 months, because they hadn't done anything. Right? They don't want this study to be completed because they know when it's done and it's done right, it's over. It's over. And so, really, it is literally the Chamber of Commerce that is putting these... So, we're asking for them to be taken out of the loop as well. We're asking for the Chamber of Commerce to have no say-so in who is picked, how the process goes from here. So, it's going to be really cool. I will have the footage We can cut it up at will. I'll give it to you, TC. We can have our own little front row seat of it. Yeah, tomorrow, 3:30 your time, 6:30 my time. Yeah, so that is really exciting. Looking forward to. I wish I would. Now, I ain't going to say I wish I was back in Washington, but I wish I had enough money to make this trip because all three of us could get on camera who actually really kind of brought this to winter and made it a reality. I know my people's gonna do awesome and represent, and I'm super glad they all right. And like I said, man, I'm just proud of hell as hell of them, and they gonna give them a hell of a spill when they talking to those people. So look forward to getting you that. Maybe you can cut it up and make that right too, and we can put that out there for everybody to see, just the fruits of my loins. Let me say the fruits of our loins, because it ain't just me. You know, there's no I in team, and I got two amazing teammates, and somehow all three of us have made it on the board of Washington Equity Now Alliance, and it's a board of 9, so pretty much we have a very, very strong, and we got allies of 6 out of 9 of the like real allies, like ones that'll ride with us on the board. So I would call that a super majority of the board is friendly. Not only friendly, they're actually co-defendants, but in a way for the good trouble. Yeah, actually, I'll say co-defendants for the good trouble. So okay, the Johnny Cochran Justice Commission is going good. Still haven't got the call for the money, so we can really get it going, and so the founding members can really get things going and really push forward with what we're here to do. And the website, I keep on promising the website, brother, but I promise it is coming. As soon as I got it, you'll have it. But they're doing great. We are doing great. Secretary status is going good. I'm getting it down, getting the notes, and I got the access to the email with all of our past notes, so I can really start putting stuff together. And yeah, so yeah, going good there. Empower Movement, I have not talked to anyone. I reached out. Empower Movement is a disability mobility group organization that I helped found in Washington State as well. Like I said, we had just established it when I left, and so things are kind of slow, but people are coming together. We had our first meeting last month when I brought it up initially. Everybody's doing good and starting to pick up the pace when it comes to meetings, really getting back in there and laying groundwork to what's coming next. So I already gave you the progress. American Renewal Alliance, we are coming up with our next newsletter. I'll send you the link to our newsletter too. Our mission statement is to educate and inspire Black Americans across America. That's what they're here to do. So all they put out in their next mission is to show in concise bubbles and with the literature under it where people can read, and it'll describe the kind of cartoonish looking, quick, easy, something you could look at, describe what we did in Washington so people can kind of, with a long description of each one under it, telling exactly what those steps are. And then we're going to just implement it. I'm going to do the process here in Wilmington, Delaware, where I live, behind an amazing person that I'm sure you've never heard of. I didn't until about a week ago. His name is Samuel D. Burris, Burris. He was born and raised right here in Wilmington, Delaware. He was actually a bigger propeller for the Underground Railroad then Harriet Tubman, they didn't want his story to get out there. Well, like the Charles Mitchell study that we did in Washington, that's how I'm going to bring the same process here, telling the story of Samuel D. Burris, who was an unspoken hero from Wilmington, Delaware, that was a huge part of the Underground Railroad. Never talked about by historians or anyone because they didn't want to know about him. Ended up dying in California. They threw him in prison here, put him back into. He was a free man actually, originally. Then he got caught the first time transporting people, those enslaved individuals across from Delaware. See, Delaware and Maryland were slave states, but PA, Pennsylvania, wasn't. And so the Underground Railroad went right out, and I'm going there on Monday with my GoPro, so I'm going to send that footage to you as well for you to cut up and really make an awesome thing. So I'll send you that from my GoPro when I get it. And that's the Underground Railroad where Harriet Tubman actually took the enslaved bodies through to freedom in PA and then spreading them out throughout the world. But anyways, Samuel D. Burris was actually enslaved. They took his freedom because he was a free man. They ended up putting him into slavery. One of the abolitionists, I forgot the guy's name, he actually went in as a slave owner and purchased him back. They raised the money through abolitionists and they raised this money and they went in, purchased him back, bidded and purchased him back and got his freedom back that way and then bought his freedom back. So just an amazing story of sacrifice but because they were trying to kill him because they found out he was back out saving the enslaved again, he ended up having to move all the way to California, where he died later. But yeah, that's the Charles Mitchell study in Washington will be the Samuel D. Burris story in Wilmington, Delaware. I finally broke down and bought a TV. I'm making the YMCA a little bit more livable.
Mm.
Doing good on PT and OT. Really getting stronger. My amazing Miss Jackie that's sitting in here helping me through the day today. I sat up all by myself on my own strength yesterday. It was crazy, TC. I haven't done that for a long time, man. And it's just they're kicking my butt. They have me on this table that makes zero gravity, and they strap you to the table. So pretty much, I was literally standing up, like they tilt the table all the way up. I could feel the weight on my knees, and oh man, it felt so good, bro. So, making progress. They're gonna put me in an arm splint to get my arm to go straight out, so it's not so in the way all the time, which should be really cool. But yeah, physically doing good, making moves, trying to really get there and make it, but physically getting stronger. The sun's just shining, or the sun's shining out here in Wilmington. We got a heat wave coming back on Wednesday. It's supposed to be hot, bro. So I got my little AC. It's a thing that goes around your neck. It's a portable air conditioner. And I got my little, it's a champion kind of windbreaker thing that cinches at the waist and in the face. And so I'm just going to turn it on, look like a big old fat boy walking around with cool air.
So I want to read you something, get your response. That experiment had failed in its first 250-year cycle. The unity had been forced, not genuine, built on our land using stolen labor. Diversity had been suppressed rather than celebrated. The karma of the failure has accumulated into an enormous energetic debt. Slavery, genocide, ecological devastation, the export of violence to other nations in the name of spreading democracy. All of it has to be fully metabolized, fully felt, fully acknowledged before the true experiment can begin.
Woo! TC's cooking. Ooh, that was dope, TC.
That was from Edgar Casey's fortune tell. He was a psychic back in the 30s.
Oh, well, it was beautifully written, man. That man, yeah. Is gratitude time. And as usual, first and foremost, that's going to you, Brother TC, for letting me come in here, listening to me, talking things through with me, kind of being my sounding board. And you haven't had to tell me yet, but I'm sure if I'm going too far, you'll be like, hold up, Jamin, what in the hell? Slow down, that Negro. but uh,
Hmm.
but I appreciate the space to talk and laugh and smile. And, I don't get to smile everywhere, but in safe spaces with good people, I do. So I appreciate that, TC. Furthermore, shout out to Washington Equity Now Alliance. Keep them missiles flying. Great job on all fronts. Jesse Wineberry, you are most definitely leading us and our people to victory. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you so much, all the knowledge you've given us. The grassroots really appreciates that. And we end here and we're really making things happen. Shout out to the whole board of Washington Equity Now Alliance. Great job. Let's keep lineage based reparations for the American Negro, Black American freedmen, FBA, however you self subscribe, whatever nationality or whatever title you moniker, whatever self identifier that represents us, you use, amplify it and move it. If you are out here and you can run for office like I'm doing in a wheelchair, come on, let's do it, right? If we don't do it, these bloodsuckers are going to continue to take from us, and they won't be done until it's them and peasants. So if you don't understand that by now, if you haven't took your eyes off of NBC and ABC and the everyday facets literally designed to keep you out of the loop and out of the know, out of community, out of building together and exiting the government out. If you don't get that by now, you're going to have a real hard road in the next 5 years, because if you haven't noticed, things aren't getting cheaper and our jobs still aren't paying us enough. What does that signal and equal for we the people? That means bread lines. That means horrible conditions across the country where people can't eat. People are robbing and stealing just to survive. Okay? That's a different world, and that's where we are heading. So get into your community. Run for elected office. I don't care where you are. Again, I'm in a wheelchair. I moved across the country. TC literally did it with me. Watch me suffer and be spooked, scared to death at times, in situations where I had no idea what was going to happen. But I made it. I'm here, and I'm actively seeking a spot in an elected official position. Period. Because if we don't do it, they won't help us. Y'all, we have no friends. It's Americans, it's us against the world. And if I don't care what color your skin is, if even the white people on the lower class are starting to feel it. See, all these MAGA supporters, they started raising hell when the gas prices went up. Why? Because they thought, oh, wait, we weren't supposed to. Hold on, what do you mean you're going to sit here and squeeze blood from our turnip, right? Well, yeah. That's the reality of what's happening. They're at the top, we're at the bottom, and they don't care. Period. So, wake up. We, the people, wake the hell up and do what we got to do, which is kick this oppressive government straight in the balls and move forward as we, the people. Now, first and foremost, you know damn well that goes to the American Negro, which has been overshadowed, thrown under the bus, and denied every human right since the beginning, right? It's our turn, right? But with that comes everyone else. And when they pay us, a lot more people will be made right just because it's right, right? So, anyways, thank you, TC. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Have a great week and keep rolling forward. The Cochrane shout out, Cochrane Reparative Justice Commission. I don't think I gave them a shout out. Huge shout out to all of us. Keep on doing what we're doing. We're almost there. I can't wait for this website, TC. I will keep you posted. Another wealth of knowledge. And AR 1870, man. Let's keep on educating and inspiring our people, our Black American people, which will filter out to everyone else. Don't believe me? Just watch.